Can you hear me? Can I hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Welcome to the part 2 of the annual meeting. We were concerned about having a quorum, so we decided to have donuts, and I see that we accomplished our mission. The purpose of the second half of the annual meeting is to hear reports from our staff. And I want to thank the staff even before they get up, because they are a Colossians 3:23 staff. Colossians 3:23.
Could you quote that for us, please?
I'm going to try. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord. We have a Colossians 3:23 staff. What you're going to hear today is not just job reports, it's ministry reports. They don't look at what they're doing as just a job, but it's a ministry to the Lord first and then to the village. So we thank the staff even before they come for being that kind of staff for us in Wesleyan Village. Let's begin with prayer. Father, we do thank you for this village, the decades now that you have led and guided this village to where we are today. For all those who've gone before us, the residents, the leaders, the staff, and the hours of service that they put in. We thank you for our current staff and all that they do. We ask that you continue to give them strength for their labors, give them wisdom in their decisions, and help us all to have Christ-like spirits toward one another. And help us to hear today all that you're blessing us with through our staff. In Jesus' name, amen.
Good morning, everybody. You guys hear that okay? I'm going to move this up because I have to. There we go. I trust everybody knows who I am. And if you don't, I don't know where you've been, but you haven't been here. My name's Kevin Lawhorn. I'm the community manager. And this is our annual report. I'm going to give it to you. I have learned in my new job, I've been here 6 months now, and I've learned in my new job, you always carry paper and a pen. Everybody that's come into my office, I made a lot of notes. So when you come into my office and you see about that much pile of notes, you'll know what it's for. I'm always listening. I'm always there. If you need me, you come see me. It's pretty simple. I want to start off with welcoming everybody to this meeting this morning. The staff here, the team, I should say, is a wonderful team. You guys have picked the right people. They're dedicated. Go ahead, give them a hand. That'd be great. Good. They're dedicated folks, and they love what they're doing, and they do their very best. Every Monday morning, we get together and have a meeting, go over everything, and it's my meetings I used to have on Orford Hilton were long and drawn out and hard. These are very simple because these people know what they're doing, and they get it done. And so you ought to be very proud of them. All right, with that said, I want to discuss a couple of things with you. I don't know if anybody, how many people here have heard this, but we have, Doug and I have talked to the city of Brooksville and about our sewage treatment plant. We found out through the grapevine and also through the city manager and public works director that we are going to have to transition over to city water. It's going to be mandated very soon. They're in agreement it will be. So we've been working on that. And for years, I guess they have not been able to do it. But when we talked to them about a week and a half ago, they explained to us they do feel they can take us on, and we will do away with our sewage treatment plant. And in order to do that, of course, that's an EPA thing, and it's going to be time consuming. It's going to be a little complicated, but we're probably looking at, I'm not sure of a time frame, maybe two to 3 years, something like that, before it actually gets completed. It's going to be, like I said, a long, drawn-out process, so be patient with us, and we're going to get everything transitioned over where we will eventually be on city water. So that'll be a huge project. And what that's going to do for us, if people asking me, I'm like, well, it's going to enable you to expand if you need to. Hopefully. We're going to check that after we get it all completed and see what we can do and what direction we're going to take the village. And hopefully, you may have some more friends and neighbors sometime. So we're working on that. So but that'll take care of that one. Also, we have a new compliance inspector. I was calling him an officer, but they said no, he's an inspector. And so I'm like, Harold Varvel. Harold, where's Harold at? There he is, right back there, folks. Go ahead and give him a hand. He's going to take on a big job. Thank you, Harold. Harold was into investigative law enforcement for years and years, so he knows about compliance, you might say. And he's going to be working with the new, which is a new committee, I believe, Compliance and Modification Committee. So if you ever have something you want to have done, you want to expand or at least replace a storage shed, we have a form that you go by, you fill it out, drop it off at the office, or you can email it to us, and then we'll decide, whether it's in the right place, it's not going to bother your neighbors and things like that. So that's a new committee that's forming that we'll be meeting with Harold, working with him to get some things in order. We know we've got some things to work on, and believe me, we've got them written down and ready to go. So as soon as we get that completed, get it going, I think you'll see improvement. There's two ladies, I don't know if they're here. Is Chris and Wanda here? I don't think they're here this morning, but they have volunteered to go do quite a bit of pressure washing and landscape cleanup and things like that, all free of charge. So if you need to have any of that done, let us know. Stop by the office and let us know. Ladies are doing a tremendous job helping us with that. But we've got some really good, dedicated volunteers, and we appreciate each and every one of you, because without them, this place doesn't operate. I'll tell you that without a doubt. So, but all right, that's what I wanted to let you know about that. Also, anybody going to go back up north? Raise your hand. I thought so. This is going to be a real short meeting after you guys are gone. Anyway, if you're going to leave, please stop by the office or give Karen or whoever's over there a call. Let us know that you're leaving, so we can keep track of everybody. We want to make sure we know who's where, and when you go back up north, I know you're going to enjoy it. I know people going to Indiana, Michigan, New York, you name it, everywhere. But just don't forget about us down here. We won't forget about you. We want to make sure, keeping track of everything for you while you're gone. So just please let us know. All right. After that, I'm going to get my buddy over here, Andy. Y'all know Andy Brown. He's your maintenance director. He's been doing a fabulous job. Come on up, Andy.
I wanted to touch on something too while, since we were talking about everybody that was leaving real quick that I didn't put down here. I encourage all of y'all to get with the maintenance department if you're leaving, for when your home's there, so we can at least get your water shut off, and that way you're not dealing with a busted pipe. We've had situations where people left or were gone, and somebody's house gets flooded out and things like that. So I encourage you to get with the maintenance staff, or at least shut your water off yourself. But we have 5 new stop signs to slow down the traffic in the village in response to pedestrian safety concerns. The project at Langport and Bangman and road project has been completed. The projects for the Nicholson Center AC, cabinets, countertops, tile floor, and roof repair have all been completed. Fitness center was completely renovated inside and out. We replaced 7 Life Lease roofs, and Philippi Center roof was repaired. The John Deere leaking hydraulic cylinders and malfunction control valve were repaired. 8 new water meters were installed for new construction lots on Good Shepherd's Way. The ditch behind the RV lots on Range was filled in, and softball-sized stone put in near Rambler to prevent water from washing out the dirt. The pool deck was painted and new shower curtain tracks installed for the showers and new filter grids installed to help prevent downtime. 2 new guardrails and a handrail were installed for the concrete culvert at Victory and Peace for traffic and pedestrian safety. The wastewater permit was renewed for 5 years, and we hired a new licensed wastewater operator to operate the sewer plant and coordinate with EPA for permit compliance. And I just wanted I want to thank all the volunteers, the board members, and Wesleyan Village employees. Your talents are needed and work you perform is appreciated. Thank you.
Well, as you can tell, he does a good job. And I think things are going to improve as we go forward. You got the right people in place, they always do. All right, next up, we're going to get our activities update from Denise. Denise, come on up.
Okay. I had that planned. The minute he put that up, I said, I'm going to make fun of that. I had to move it down. Okay. I am Debbie right now, so just pretend I'm Debbie. I'll turn into Denise a little bit later. So when Debbie and I went over everything that's been going on over this past year in activities, I was so exhausted. I mean, honestly, we have just had so much going on. So here's our year in review. First, getting the word out to everyone is always a fun job. Communication. The activities department sends out at least 52 weekly emails to update every one of you on the activities that are coming up for the following week. Along with that, you may receive other emails as needed. Our monthly newsletter seems to be a highly anticipated thing every month. Can we remind everyone to turn their phones up? With the aid of the monthly newsletter, with the aid of our bulletin boards in the Elliott Center, there's one in the Elliott Center, there's one here, there is one in the Philippines Center, the digital TV ads, and there's also one in the office. We also have a new website, and our new website is really cool if you haven't seen it. They did a great job on that. And by the way, if you haven't heard, there's a spot on there for members only, and you all can be a member only person. That we only have capabilities of getting on there, nobody else in the world. So you can get on there and sign up for that, and if you need help with that, let us know in the office. With all these options, you should hear the news, right? We also send out what we call phone invites. These obviously are phone calls, and we receive them when we need to get the news out quickly, and it's often around like water shutoffs, bad weather, dangerous situations, things like that. Those phone invites are strictly for emergency situations. They're not like I'm having a party on John Street and I would like to have everyone come. These calls cost the village money. Every time we send one out, we have to pay for it. This is why we ask for only one phone number per household. We are charged by the phone number. This means, because only one of you in your household gets the information, that you have to talk to each other in your house. Just saying.
That's a good idea.
Yes. If you know of a neighbor or someone who does not have access to any of these communication things, please share it with them. Get the word out. We're also excited that many of you are using our facilities for parties and gatherings, Bible studies, and things like that. Because of that, it's even more important that you talk with the activities department when you want to use any of these. This includes the Philippi Center, the Nicholson, Elliott, the Pyatt Room, the gazebo, and the Village Square. It will eliminate double booking of these facilities, and we will all be on the same page when it comes to the rules of renting them. You will need to come to the activities department and fill out a form and have it reviewed for approval. 99.9% of the time, that happens when you're sitting in the chair next to us. All right, I'm gonna have a little fun, like y'all know I like to have fun. I want you to look on your tables, and in the centerpiece, if you haven't already seen it, there's a piece of paper, and it looks like this. I would like you, as a table, to look at that and tell me what they all have in common. Can you tell me what they have? And there's a prize. The table that can tell me what these all have in common. I'm only gonna give you like 30 seconds.
They're black and white.
No, that's a good one, Ted.
Don't put those things in the free room.
Yes! These are things that don't belong in the free room. So that table. If you have a problem with that, take it home with you and put it on your fridge as a reminder. So do you know what your prize is? That table can go into the free room and pick one free item. Yes. So let's talk about that free room. Now, I myself love the concept of the free room. As a matter of fact, the blouse I'm wearing and the shoes I'm wearing are from the free room. I love the free room. You turned around, you wanted to see what we get in the free room, right? The goal is to have items on the counter only of the free room. We have a couple volunteers that go in there, God bless them, and they tidy up the place, but honestly, we shouldn't need to do that to the extent that we do. Most of what they are tidying up and taking out of there are items that shouldn't be there in the first place. And if you can see on here the word big, that's a key word on this, okay? Anything that's big that can't fit on that counter should not be in there. Electronics and things, TVs and computers and things like that, those need to be thrown out in a special way. We can't just put those in the garbage. So when you put, your first computer that you owned in there, we have to get rid of it because nobody's gonna take it. So technically, most of them have special rules around it, so it's easier for you to get rid of it and not give it to us to do that. Medical equipment, opened containers of food or medicine or lotion, all of that should not be in there. Clothes that, I'm talking, you guys, you know this, right? Clothes that have they're soiled, they have holes in them, things like that. They don't belong in there. Walkers, we have a place for walkers and medical equipment that you can donate it to. Anyway, enough about that. Y'all know it. Take these home, study them. There'll be a test at the next new copy. All right. So we have many activities that are running year-round here in the village, and some of them include the Hillbilly Band, line dancing, pickleball, grocery runs, pool classes, as well as other exercise classes. Our choir, orchestra, and drama clubs are always well-attended events. Canasta, healthy eating classes, among many others. There's a whole bunch of them. Our wall of honor, which I believe is over there, is up year-round, but highlighted when we celebrate service. These photos are displayed for residents that are living or are here in the village currently. Each year after Memorial Day, our photos of the deceased residents or those that no longer live here will be removed and given to the family. If you would like to have any part of that, please contact us. And we just got a new one who's going to go up on the board in the next couple days. So,
Who is it?
John DeBolt, is he here? DeBolt? Is he here?
Yeah.
There he is. Doesn't he look the same? Thank you for your service. We've also enjoyed many day trips, including dolphin cruises, Ringling Brothers Museum, wire glass shopping, Mosey, rodeos, sunken gardens, just to mention a few. And we always are open for ideas. We can't do all of them, but if you have an idea, send us an email. Send us an email. send us an email. The reason I punctuate that is if we're in a setting like this and someone comes up and says, I have an idea, it's gone out the other side before we leave the room because everybody's asking us. So we'd love to hear them. Over the last 12 months, we've had 16 Friday night food truck concerts, tons of potlucks, and our lunch bunches have been a great success. We even added a few breakfasts along the way. We get to try new restaurants, and we can visit the ones that we've enjoyed in the past. We host a blood drive several times a year, and many of you in this room have saved many lives in this area by doing that. We celebrated Mother's Day with a yummy potluck, and Father's Day we had a potluck and trivia. And how about those golf cart parades, right? Aren't those fun? I love those. The creativity in this room is crazy. Something new this past year has been our lunch and learns, and those have been well attended. We had one the other day, and it really went over well. We had a great deal of residents learn a plethora of information by coming to those lunch and learns. We'll have some more coming up over the summer. We've taken many trips to popular movies and then added dinner in. It was a great date night. We've had our biannual garage sales, and might I say that this past garage sale that we had, there was a lot of people from the community here. A lot of people in the community got to see what the Wesleyan Village was like, so I hope y'all were really kind to everybody. Last weekend, some of you received free smoke alarms for the Hernando County Fire Safety Program and Red Cross. Our annual health fair gives us great information and options about our health concerns and just health options in general. And how many of you have shopped our annual crafts show? This is another way for us to get exposure to our village as well as get started on our Christmas shopping. We've had a congressman and our county administrator both visit us to update on what is happening in the area. And we've also celebrated a few couples that made it to the 50th mark in their marriage. How awesome is that? We've also done a couple cruises, and we continue to do those. We usually try to do one shorter cruise in the Caribbean and then one that's out. As a matter of fact, next Friday at this time, many of us will be, I say many of us, will be on a bus to go abroad. We're excited about that. Pardon?
You're gonna take a bus abroad?
Oh, no. Did I say a bus?
Yeah.
Well, we're taking a bus to the place that we have to go out of. See how excited I am? I can't even think. Okay, what's next? At the end of April, we're going to have a What is Healthy in Your Future seminar. And this is a panel of 7 people. This is going to be really cool if you can make that. More lunch bunches. More food trucks. We're going to be doing a hymn sing. Of course, our potlucks. We're having a rain barrel and compost workshop. Mother's Day and Father's Day, we'll of course celebrate them. 4th of July and many day trips. And next year, we will be going to Hawaii. So stay tuned for more information on that as well. I think that's all we have for that. What a great year we've had with all of this. If you guys are bored, I don't want to hear it. Thanks.
Right. Uh-oh. I'm just curious. Everybody raise your hand if you've done any of the activities here. Pretty much covered it. I don't see hardly anybody that hasn't. That's great, Denise. You guys are doing a great job. Appreciate it very much. Now I want to get Dave Tuthill up here. He's the head of the kitchen and the dining room. He's going to tell you all about it.
Thank you, Kevin. First of all, I want to thank everybody for their patience with somebody who's new. I've enjoyed working with the food service this year. And next week I'll be heading back north, and I'll be back hopefully in September. I did have a focus for our food service this year. We called it Divine Hospitality. You've probably heard me say that before. And that has to do with our attitude in which we serve people. Food services is a ministry here. And I hope all of you get a chance to participate. If you haven't, I'd like you to think about doing so. On your table, so I don't forget this, there's a dining hall survey. What I'd like you to do is to fill that out. It's asking you about this summer. Phil will still be diligently working this summer, and he'll have some occasional meals. Anyhow, he's asking what you'd like to have on the menu this summer, so get a chance, fill that out. You can just leave these on the table, by the way. Do not put your name on them. That way you can feel free to say whatever you want. There has been some discussion regarding our mealtime on Sunday. There's the possibility of us making that a little bit later in order for the people that attend church outside of the village to be able to get here in time for lunch. And also our workers. But anyhow, just put down your opinion on that. And also, if there's something you'd like added to the menu for next season, maybe a dish that you'd like us to try. We're not going to do steak and lobster. I'm just telling you. But anyhow, do that as well. And if you have any comments whatsoever, put them on the back. I promise we'll look at them, okay? And just leave these on the table and we'll collect them at the end of the meeting today. Okay. Hopefully, I will have some new ideas for next year. Like I said, this year was my learning year. I did not want to come to this dining facility and just change everything because Dave said so. That's not the way I like to do things. I've learned a lot. I have some things I think we can improve on for next year to make our food service even better. Hopefully, one thing that will happen is it'll be more popular. And we've got some things that are in the works that hopefully will happen. One is I'm considering starting a food delivery service. Well, I don't know, we're not going to call it Uber, but what I'd like to do is have a group of people, so you can think about if you'd like to volunteer for something, who will help us in that area, who can take a phone call on a given day of the week, let's say Monday. And if your job is Monday, you would take any phone calls of people that want to order food for Monday, for lunch. And then you would come in here a little bit early, pack up those meals, and deliver them. How that will happen is in the works, and hopefully we can be able to do that next year. Another thing I'd like you to think about, I know this is a very, very generous group of people, but we also have some people who sometimes it's a little bit of a stretch to buy that meal ticket. And I'd like to do a gift a meal program next year, which there'll be details of that. An opportunity for you to just buy an extra meal ticket. We'll have a box to put them in. And when we have someone who we sense has a need for a meal ticket, we can give them one. Just a thought. I want to highlight a few things. We did introduce some new menu items this year. We had some big dinners, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and of course our upcoming Easter dinner. Make sure if you hadn't got your Easter ticket, you do that. Unfortunately, I will be gone by then, but Phil's got things in hand, and we've got things in the works for that. And Dan helps him there in the kitchen too. Dan and Phil do a great job cooking. I'm telling you, these guys are amazing. I just try to make sure they have what they have what they need. Some of the other events we're starting to do more events, which also is good for the financial part of the kitchen. We've done a Houghton College night. We had a very successful Indiana Wesleyan University ensemble dinner. That went very well. We had a very nice February 14th celebration of marriage and focusing on the 50-year anniversaries. And this year we tried a dinner theater with the center stage players. And that went very well and was well received. We had a train-themed dinner theater. If you missed it, make sure you are ready next year, because we'll probably do a dinner theater again sometime next season. Sunday dinners have been very well attended. I appreciate the piano music. that are usually accompanying Sunday dinner. I'd like to even look, yes. And if you're a pianist, think about next year, maybe we could do piano playing a little more often at some of our meals. That might be helpful. I want to say it's been my privilege to serve the community this year. And as I said, next year I've got some new ideas I hope to add. Lord willing, we should have a very successful year next year as well. I want to thank you, everybody. Do think about how you might volunteer next year. There'll be lots of opportunities, and I'll keep you in touch with that. And like I said, don't forget to buy your Easter dinner tickets. And one special thing I want to share just before we go, I'm going to ask Dan to come up. He's got a special announcement, and I think you'll like it.
Good morning. Good morning. Just a couple quick announcements. While you're sitting here, enjoy these tables, because by noon they will probably be gone. VEF has purchased new tables, and they will be arriving about 12:30 today. And so, having said that, we need a little help. If you could, you heard a story where Jesus said, pick up your bed and walk or whatever. Well, this is pick up your table and roll it, okay? And so if you could help us, after we get done here, take the tables on this side of the Red Sea over here on this side. If you could take these and put them in Pyatt, and so that they will be out of the way so the new tables can come in. So if you're able to help us, probably about 12:30 for about maybe a half hour or so, that would be very beneficial. If you could, the items that are on the tables, if you could just put those on a flat surface somewhere, and then before you move the table, that would also be very helpful. Just a thought, okay? The other part of that is, if you, and I haven't asked anybody, I just kind of made a decision here. If you have a table that you carved your name in or stuck your chewing gum underneath of at some point in time, and you'd like to keep that table for a keepsake, I'm sure we could probably sell that to you for a nominal fee. So I don't think we'll probably be needing all these tables. So if you'd like to purchase one, I don't know who I'd talk to, Kevin. Hope that's all right with you. And so if you'd like to purchase a table at some point in time, we would be glad to sell that to you. And we will not be delivering on these tables, so just to let you know ahead of time. So if you can help us out for a few minutes right after the meeting to pick up these tables, and if you have a little bit of time, roughly about 12:30, the new tables will be here, and we can enjoy those for the supper and the concert seating. Thanks.
The VEF is such an integral part of our village and such a great help to the dining room. We work hand in hand on so many things. Dan, I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Isn't it great to have those guys? Yep. They do such a good job. Give them a big round of applause. Appreciate you guys. I know Phil's always hiding back there somewhere. Yeah, that's a cookingest man I've ever seen. All right. Moving on, we're going to have our sales update from Teresa. She'll come on up. Teresa Goebel. She corrected me this morning. They had it wrong on here. I thought Gable, it's Goebel.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I always like to introduce the new people. So since last October, we've sold 13 properties.
Wow.
And that's really good. 9 of them are new residents. So I'm going to name off the newest ones. If you're here, please stand up so people can see that you are new and they can introduce themselves to you. Tom and Eileen Cook. They bought on Epworth. Marge Jackson. She bought on Peace. Annie George. I think most people know Annie, but she bought on Peace. Pat and Janice Armstrong bought on Ball Circle. I know they're not here. Joe and Nancy Greenfield bought on Rambler. There. Kirk and Kim Bettleton bought on Rambler. Cheryl Paschal bought on Epworth. And if you've gone through Epworth lately, the person who's putting the big white fence all around the property, that's Cheryl. Charles and Joy Alcock bought on Good Shepherd's Way. Jim and Sherry Thomas, just yesterday, bought on Good Shepherd's Way. I don't think they're here. And then we had 4 residents that bought different properties. Ray and Wanda Hoover bought on Victory. Clovis and Simone Paulus bought on Rambler. Tim and Danielle Barriott bought on Victory. Jim and Jackie Heeks bought on John. You guys see, there's Jackie back there. Okay. We also have 2 closings next week, 1 in April and 2 in May. We have been busy. We have been busy selling properties. So for the whole year, back in 25, we sold 39 properties and 28 were new residents. I wish they were all new residents and see then I wouldn't have to worry about selling their properties. That's what we do. Okay. So far this year, we have sold 16 properties and 12 of them are new residents. So we're seeing a lot of new faces and that's pretty awesome. We did do a couple of open houses and I want to thank all that volunteered to help Daniel and I out there. Without your help, those don't happen. So I really appreciate all of that volunteer for that. But we still have like 25 places for sale. So just keep telling everybody about us. You know, the first thing I do when somebody calls, I say, well, how did you hear about us? 90% is either they knew somebody that lived here at some time, their grandparents lived here, or they still know somebody that lives there. So you guys are our greatest testimony, so keep it up. Thank you. And if you get on social media like Facebook or something, put a link to our site up. Grab a picture and throw it on there and get people to look at us, because they do call. I get a lot of calls that way. And you know our website is up and running, and I have to apologize because I am like a little behind because I don't know everything yet. So I'm trying to learn how to put the pictures on, things like that. And hopefully, I think I have 3 more properties to put up online, and hopefully that'll get taken care of in the next few days. And as you can see, our townhouses really are going to be done pretty soon. I would like us to look back, wonder when we first started talking about the townhouses. It's probably been 3 years ago, I'm sure. But now we are getting near completion. I'd say maybe another month or so we should be ready. Other than that, that's all I have. Thank you, you guys. Appreciate it all.
All right, as you can tell, if you're interested in buying anything, let us know. They do a great job. Their working hours are not like everybody else's, let's say. They put in a lot of work. I appreciate it, ladies. Do a good job. All right, next up we're going to get our treasurer, Mr. Ron. Come on up here, Ron Norman. He's doing a great job, him and Peggy. I know you guys know them, so give Ron a round of applause.
Okay, we just finished up the annual audit for the year ended September 25th. Fontana CPAs does that for us every year, and in their opinion, the financial statements fairly represent the financial position of the village. So it was good to get that out of the way. One of the things that Kevin mentioned was when you leave, head north, come in and sign out, because one of the things that Coastal is willing to do for us is they'll drop the number of lifts that they're charging us for when people aren't here. So we could probably cut that bill in half during the summer if you come in and let us know you're gone. And that'll help everybody in the village. A couple of things that the auditor mentioned was some of the financial ratios that they count on, that they look at, they're well above average, but some of them decreased from last year. And the main reason for that is some of the money we spent, like the AC in here, it was a significant outlay. So that dropped our cash down a little bit, and the ratios are still strong, but a little lower than the year before. These financial statements, the audited statements, are on the website in the members section. And I don't think Todd's here, but I'm gonna work with Todd on getting the monthly statements put up after the board meetings. Once the board sees them, we'll get those on the website. If you want a paper copy, you can stop in the office and I'll print one out for you.
All right, everything's looking pretty good. A couple things I wanted to go over with you guys just a little bit. The piano right here stays out of tune half the time they play it. The ladies have told me this time and time again. So we are looking at possibly getting 2 pianos in here, an acoustic piano on that side and a digital piano on this side. And that'll solve the problem. Several people said, why don't we have an organ? I'm like, if you get a digital piano, you got your organ. So, there's probably 10 ladies that play the piano here for you guys all the time. They do a fabulous job, and I wish you'd give them a big round of applause. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yes, we definitely going to have to get us a different piano and do our diligence with piano. We've got a group of people right now that's checking it out for us and seeing what direction we're going to go. That being said, if you have a donation you'd like to make towards the pianos, please let Ron know, and we really appreciate that, and it'll help us go towards. As soon as we get the pianos fixed, we're going to get us a little bit better PA system, I think, in here. We're going to work on that too. So, but that's one of the things we're currently working on. I don't think Caroline had anything to input this morning. So, that being said, I'm going to get Jim to come up and lead us in prayer. Final prayer. I hope you guys have gotten all the information that you can, and if you need any more, stop by the office. We'll be more than happy to talk to you, okay? All right, come on up, Jim.
Well, I don't want to be rebellious, but I think I need to give a report first.
Oh, okay.
Thanks. I just want to say, first of all, I'm indebted to the Spiritual Life team that I work with. Martha Blackburn is the board liaison on the committee. June Fuller serves with us, and Lydia Hines and Robert Vardaman. We have regular face-to-face or Zoom meetings, frequent emails and texts, and I greatly value their wisdom, their insight, and their guidance. Just say a few words about the year-round activities that we have here, and one of them is the Neighborhood Shepherd Ministry. This ministry is in its 3rd season. We currently have 31 shepherds. 13 are permanent residents and 18 are seasonal. The purpose is prayer support, and the goal is to touch base monthly in some way with residents by phone, email, text, or face-to-face visit. And the main question is, how can I pray for you? The seasonal shepherds who serve the permanent residents have point persons who let them know of emergencies that occur in their assigned area. While they are at their homes in the north, they can still be in touch in that way. And we are working on some parts of the village that were short-staffed in this area. Chuck Payne Prayer Walkers. There are currently 83 prayer walkers participating in this movement, exclamation mark. Several new people signed up at the first group meeting held last month and on February 27th. During the meeting, 4 individuals shared testimonies on how they participate and the blessing of praying like this. Lydia Hines coordinates this ministry and shares prayer requests periodically. The group is very enthusiastic about continuing this effort. We have special events, and you're aware of these, most of you. The National Day of Prayer will be coming up, And last year we had it on May the 1st. We had a good turnout, and both villagers and community leaders led the prayers that were focused on 7 different categories. Women walking in grace. This ministry is led by Brenda Irvine. The ladies met last fall and more recently on March the 6th. The event includes a craft fair and a guest speaker. This year's speaker was Cherie Weller from Alvord, Texas. The longest night service on December 21, 2025. This event was led by Jerry and Diana Batterby and Bill and Linda Valet. And we had a record group of 75 people who attended this. It was an outdoor event held on the open grassy field next to Jasmine with a good view of the sunset, the longest night service. Especially for those who have experienced loss of loved ones. And it's good for others to come and support those who are grieving as well. So I hope you'll consider it again for this December. Spiritual Emphasis Week was January 20 to 25 with Nathan Metz, Roger Parsons, and the worship leaders, Jim and Caroline Staley. The date for 2027 is January 19 to 24. And our speakers are David Vardaman and Mark Wilson. The worship leader is Mark Murphy from Indiana. The new plan for Spiritual Emphasis Week is to have the closing service on Sunday night in 2027 to enable more villagers to attend. Upcoming, we have the Holy Week Bible reading, April 2, 3, and 4. This is something new. It will be at the Elliott Center at 2 o'clock on all 3 afternoons, and different readers will be reading. This is a public reading, something like you read about in the Old Testament when the word wasn't even around and they got a hold of it and had a big meeting. We have the word around, but we're going to be reading all about what took place in Holy Week. The National Day of Prayer will be coming up May the 7th, and that's at 9 a.m. And it was actually a thing that was decreed into law. It got started under President Truman, and it was changed to a more regular day by President Reagan. So both parties had something to do with it. And the National Day of Prayer will be right here May 7, 9 o'clock in the Nicholson Center. We look forward to another time of prayer, along with some community leaders, as we've done in the past. And here are the 7 areas we focus on: the church, family, education, workplace, military, government, and the arts, entertainment, media combination. Last, I want to mention the Benevolence Committee, and we appreciate so much the people that donate to this fund. I'm the chairman of this committee, and we recently approved an improvement project for a shut-in who was living in an unsafe environment. That work is now completed. Special thanks to those who give to the Benevolent Fund and make this kind of thing possible. I consider it a privilege to serve as the spiritual life coordinator.
Before he I think you're getting ready to close this in prayer.
Yep.
Before he closes this in prayer, I forgot to mention when I was up earlier, Village Partners is having a meeting over on the west side right after this meeting. VEF is important to this village, so is Village Partners. Both those organizations have made so many contributions through the years. And so if you're not already on part of Village Partners, check it out right after this meeting. Thank you.
Let's bow together in prayer. Thank you, Lord, for this time that we've shared together. Thank you for each one that has responsibilities that told about this past year. Thank you for everyone who has supported these efforts throughout the village. It's wonderful to be in a community like this. It's a blessing. It's a privilege. As we look forward to Palm Sunday, Lord, we want to be in spirit among those who cry out, Hosanna, and who did so a long time ago. You're the King. You're great. You reign. We love you. And thanks that we can be your children. In Jesus' name, amen.